Let's get right into it. Number 10. Giant Australian Murder Lizard. This monster was basically a Komodo dragon on steroids. Its mouth was packed with curved teeth designed for tearing chunks of flesh, and just like modern Komodo dragons, its bite was loaded with toxic bacteria. One bite would pump you full of poison that would slowly shut down your organs. It would hide near water holes, waiting for animals to come drink. Then it would burst out, bite them once, and just follow them around until they died. Scientists found its fossils all over eastern Australia, always near ancient water sources. Early humans actually lived alongside these monsters. Aboriginal stories talk about giant lizards that would stalk people through the bush. Imagine seeing a lizard the size of a car coming at you in the outback. Number 9. Giant Millipede. These monsters roamed Earth 400 million years ago, before trees even existed. We're talking about a millipede longer than your couch, stretching up to 8 feet in length. Their body was covered in hard armor plates, making them basically unstoppable. Those plates were packed with toxic chemicals that could burn through skin. They had 400 legs moving in perfect sync, like a living tank track crawling across the ground. Every time they grew, they'd add more body segments and more legs. Their whole body was covered in taste buds and smell receptors. They could literally taste and smell everything they walked on. Their jaws were like industrial shredders, grinding up everything in their path. Scientists found fossils where these creatures had stripped entire areas completely bare. They also found fossilized tracks that look like someone dragged a massive pipe through ancient mud. The tracks show them plowing straight through obstacles instead of going around. When you're an 8-foot-long armored tank with toxic chemicals, you don't need to dodge anything. Number 8. Giant ground sloth. These monsters were basically bears mixed with gorillas, but way bigger. A full-grown adult stood 20 feet tall on its hind legs. It weighed as much as 4 cars combined. Their claws were longer than a kitchen knife and sharp enough to tear through tree bark like paper. These monsters used their claws to dig massive burrows in the ground. Scientists found these tunnels all over South America. They're so big you could park a car inside them. Despite being vegetarians, when something's the size of an elephant and has Wolverine claws, it doesn't need to eat meat to be terrifying. They could stand up on their back legs, using their tail like a tripod, and reach up into the tallest trees to strip them bare. Their skin was like armor, filled with small bones that acted like chainmail. Even saber-toothed cats thought twice before messing with these things. One swipe from those claws could turn a predator into dinner's leftovers. Cave paintings show these monsters fighting back against human hunters. Number 7. The Mosasaurus. This beast was basically what you'd get if you combined a Komodo dragon with a great white shark, then made it bigger than a school bus. Its skull was designed like a snake's, with joints that let it unhinge its jaw and swallow massive prey whole. Inside that mouth were 2 rows of teeth, designed not to slice, but to grip. Once those teeth got hold of something, there was no escape. With over 100 vertebrae in its spine, it could twist and turn through the water like a giant angry snake. Add some paddle-like limbs and a shark-like tail fin, and you've got the perfect killing machine. Scientists found fossils of these things all over the world, from the coldest seas to the warmest oceans. Even in what used to be rivers, nowhere was safe. Unlike most reptiles that lay eggs, the Mosasaurus gave birth to live babies in the water. These baby-killing machines were born ready to hunt. No awkward learning phase, just straight to terrorizing everything that moved. Number 6. The Gorgonops. This terrifying beast ruled the land 270 million years ago, way before dinosaurs existed. It had massive saber teeth that would make a saber-toothed tiger look like a house cat. Its hunting strategy was ruthlessly efficient. It would bite its prey with those massive fangs, then back off and wait for it to bleed out. No need to fight and risk getting hurt when you can just let your weapons do the work. While most animals back then were dragging themselves around like they just woke up from a nap, the Gorgonops lifted their bodies off the ground and actually ran. With its semi-erect posture, it could sprint and strike faster than anything else alive at that time. Living in what is now southern Africa, it had the agility of a cheetah, the bite force of a crocodile, and the hunting strategy of a serial killer all wrapped into one package. Nothing else even came close to challenging its dominance. Number 5. Taitanoboa. This prehistoric monster was a snake longer than a city bus and weighed as much as a small car. That's heavier than a great white shark. The biggest snakes today are anacondas at 30 feet, but Taitanoboa stretched to 50 feet long. If you laid this snake out on a basketball court, it would stretch from one end to the other and still have enough length left to eat the referee. It lived in what's now Colombia, about 60 million years ago, right after the dinosaurs disappeared. The world back then was like a giant sauna, hot and humid, perfect for a cold-blooded killer to grow to massive sizes. It would lurk in the water, waiting for large prey to pass by. Then it would wrap around its prey and squeeze with the force of 5 pickup trucks stacked on top of each other, crushing their bones. Modern snakes can crush bones when they constrict. Now imagine that force coming from something weighing as much as a car. Number 4. Dunkle-oh-stee-us. This thing was basically a 30-foot-long tank with fins. It lived in the oceans about 380 million years ago, way before dinosaurs were even a thing. Most fish have teeth, but not this monster. Instead, it had razor-sharp bone plates in its jaws that could slice through anything that moved. These plates were self-sharpening, grinding against each other like a knife sharpener every time it closed its jaws. These jaws could snap shut faster than you can blink, creating a vacuum that sucked prey right into its mouth. The bite force was insane, same as a T-Rex. 1 second there's a fish swimming around, the next second it's cut clean in half. The top of its body was covered in thick armor plates, like a submarine wrapped in medieval knight armor. Scientists found piles of half-digested bones near its fossils. It would eat its prey whole, digest the soft parts, then puke out all the bones and hard bits. When food got scarce, these 4-ton monsters would even eat each other. Scientists found fossils where these things had bitten each other's heads off during fights. While other fish were just figuring out how to have jaws, Dunkle-oh-stee-us was treating the ocean like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Number 3. Giant sea scorpions. These things had 18-inch-long claws, the size of a large pizza. They were curved like crescents and sharp enough to slice through anything that moved. Their whole body was covered in thick armor plates like a tank, and they had special paddle-like limbs for swimming. It's like nature decided to build a tank, give it claws, and tell it to go wild in the ocean. They had compound eyes on stalks that could spot prey from any direction, even in dark, murky waters. So nowhere was safe from these armored killing machines. Scientists found fossils where these things had torn each other apart. When food got scarce, they'd turn on their own kind without hesitation. They lived in a time when oxygen levels were way higher than today. That's why everything grew to ridiculous sizes. The seas were filled with oversized killing machines trying to eat each other. Number 2. The Saber-Toothed Cat. These guys had teeth the size of a kitchen knife, but those massive fangs were actually pretty fragile. The whole animal was designed around those teeth. It had shoulders like a bodybuilder and front legs twice as thick as a lion's. It needed all that muscle because its hunting style was absolutely brutal. They'd use those massive front legs to pin down their prey. Then they'd use those giant fangs like daggers, stabbing straight into the throat. The bite was so precise and powerful that they'd slice right through the windpipe and major blood vessels in one go. Their prey would be dead before it hit the ground. Scientists found whole packs of these cats frozen in tar pits. They were hunting together, like wolves. These were 600-pound killing machines working as a team. They survived for millions of years until their prey disappeared during the last ice age. Otherwise, these nightmare cats might still be prowling around today. Number 1. The Spinosaurus. At nearly 60 feet long, it was bigger than a T-Rex and twice as mean. A swimming T-Rex with a sail on its back. The Spinosaurus spent most of its time hunting in rivers and lakes in what is now North Africa. Back then, this place wasn't a desert. It was a network of rivers and swamps filled with car-sized fish and massive crocodiles, and the Spinosaurus was the king of this water world. Its snout was filled with cone-shaped teeth, perfect for catching fish. Those teeth could tear through anything that moved in or out of water. Unlike other dinosaurs that stuck to land, this guy decided to be different and went swimming. Its tail was shaped like a giant paddle, letting it power through water like a crocodile on steroids. A 7-ton prehistoric crocodile that could also chase you down on land. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.